In this video, we are going to discuss about the invisible conversation happening inside every essay in PTE academic writing. Not the conversation between you and the examiner, and not the conversation between you and the topic, the conversation between the sentences themselves. Okay, let me ask you a strange question. Imagine I walk into a room and hear four people talking. The first person says, technology has transformed modern education. The second person says many schools now use tablets and digital learning platforms. And the third person says students can access information more quickly than before. The fourth person says therefore the technology should continue to be integrated into classrooms. That sounds normal, right? Now imagine a different room. Now imagine a different room. The first person says technology has transformed modern education. The second one says some people enjoy eating ice cream during summer. The third person says public transport reduces traffic congestion. The fourth one says many countries have beautiful tourist attractions. Suddenly, something feels wrong. Every sentence may be grammatically perfect. Every sentence may contain advanced vocabulary. Every sentence may be error free. Yet, together they create chaos, right? And that is exactly what happens in thousands of PTE academic essays every day. Students think writing is about sentences. The examiner is secretly evaluating conversations between sentences. So, the big secret here is most students ask, is this sentence good? That is the wrong question. A better question is, what is this sentence doing? Because every sentence has a job, just like every employee inside a company. Imagine a company where the manager is answering customer calls, the accountant is delivering packages, the driver is conducting interviews, the receptionist is managing payroll. The company collapses, right? Not because the workers are bad, because nobody is performing the correct role. The same thing happens inside the essays. Let's investigate with a real example here. So, the prompt is some people believe that remote work increases productivity, while others argue that employees perform better in traditional office environments. Discuss both views and give your opinion. So, this is the response. Remote work has become increasingly common in recent years. Technology has improved significantly. Many companies use video conferencing software. Employees often communicate through emails and messaging platforms. Productivity is important for organizations. Flexible schedules are popular among workers. Business continuously seek efficient operational models. Now watch carefully. So this looks very impressive, right? Yet something feels strange. Most of you read this and think, yeah, this is fine, but you have to examine it more carefully. Here, the sentence 1 introduces remote work. Sentence 2 discusses technology. Sentence 3 discusses companies. Sentence 4 discusses communication. Sentence 5 is about productivity. Sentence 6, it discusses flexibility. Sentence 7 discusses business efficiency. Nothing is technically wrong, yet every sentence feels like a stranger sitting beside another stranger. Nobody is talking to anyone. There is no conversation, no relationship, no progression. The paragraph is alive, but it has no heartbeat. Okay, now let's watch another example here. Remote work has become increasingly common in recent years because technological advancements have enabled employees to perform their duties from virtually any location. As communication platforms and cloud based systems continue to improve, organizations are finding it easier to coordinate tasks without requiring staff to be physically present in an office. Consequently, many employees benefit from greater flexibility, allowing them to manage their professional and personal responsibilities more effectively. This flexibility often leads to higher levels of job satisfaction, which can contribute positively to productivity. Therefore, it is understandable why many businesses view remote work as an efficient and sustainable working model. Notice something. Each sentence responds to the previous sentence. It feels like a conversation. One idea gives birth to the next, and that creates flow. Correct? Imagine a line of dominoes. Every domino must knock over the next one. Now imagine one domino sitting 3 meters away. The chain breaks. That is exactly how weak essays are created. Let's look at another example here. The prompt is many universities are replacing traditional textbooks with digital resources. Do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages? That's the prompt. So here is the response for the weak progression. Digital resources are becoming popular in universities. Technology is developing rapidly. Students often use smartphones. Education is important for society. Many people enjoy online learning. Universities require large budgets. The ideas are floating around like balloons. They never connect. If you see a strong progression like this one, digital resources are becoming increasingly popular in universities because they provide students with immediate access to educational materials. Unlike traditional textbooks, digital context can be updated quickly, ensuring that learners receive the most current information available. Furthermore, electronic resources are often more convenient as students can access multiple materials through a single device rather than carrying several heavy books. As a result, many educational institutions view digital learning tools as both practical and cost effective. These advantages suggest that digital resources can significantly enhance the learning experience. So, here, if you look at this response, every sentence creates the next sentence, like dominoes, like a proper conversation, like cause and effect. Correct? Now, let me give you the silent question technique. Here is something fascinating. Every good sentence secretly asks a question, and the next sentence answers it. Watch here. Sentence 1. Many companies are adopting remote work policies. The reader's brain automatically asks, why? Then come to sentence 2. This is largely because digital technologies now allow employees to collaborate efficiently from different locations. Now, after reading this, again, your brain should ask, what happens because of that? That will be answered by sentence 3. As a result, organizations can reduce operational costs while maintaining productivity. Now, the brain asks, why is that beneficial? These savings can be invested into employee development and business expansions. The essay feels natural because every sentence answers a silent question. Most students never notice this, but strong writers do it instinctively. Okay? Imagine watching a movie. A character enters a room. Suddenly, the next scene shows a penguin riding a bicycle. Then, the next scene shows a volcano. Then, the next scene shows a wedding. Then, a spaceship appears. Every scene may be beautifully filmed, but the story feels broken. This is exactly how many essays feel. The examiner is not reading isolated sentences, the examiner is watching a movie. And your job is to make sure every scene naturally leads to the next. So, the next time you write a PTE academic essay, stop asking, is this sentence grammatically correct? Instead, ask, if I delete this sentence, does the conversation break? If the answer is no, the sentence probably does not belong there. Because high scoring essays are not collections of sentences, they are conversations. Conversations where every sentence knows exactly why it exists. And once your sentence start talking to each other, your writing stops sounding like an exam response and starts sounding like genuine communication. That is where strong writing truly begins. Got it? So that's all for today's video. Kindly like, share, and subscribe for more PTE academic tips. See you in the next video. Bye bye.